Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers, Champagne Beverage, and also Buddy's right here in Hammond. It was a Friday matinee against George Washington due to the Hammond Mardi Gras parade over the weekend. Let's go out for the first pitch as Andre Tutora was on the mound. Here's Saturday. This is Barbara McCaskill throwing out the first pitch, and this one is a beautiful day for baseball as George Washington, the Colonials, were in town. And it's a little afternoon baseball on Friday, something a little bit different because of the Hammond Mardi Gras parade. The game was moved up to an earlier start time.
Yeah, guys did a pretty good job. You know, also we had the high emotional game on Wednesday, and you know, the atmosphere with 3,700 people. But here we are playing a matinee game at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Obviously, a lot of business people still at work, so you know, crowd of only about 500 or 600. And Andre does a good job of giving us the start he did last week, going out there just pounding the zone. You know, ended up being efficient for 7 innings for us again, and then there goes Jesse Burek leading it off, staying aggressive. His ball down the line, third baseman in a nice play, but threw it away. Aggressive here again. We went with a hit and run early. Again, trying to stay aggressive as early in the game as we can to get as many runs as we can early in the game. Had first and third now, a 1 out, and then Andrew Gobbo came up and didn't have the bat we wanted. And then Sedatell comes up with 2 outs, hits a lazy fly ball there to right. We kind of left some guys stranded there early in the game. Did a good job just locking back in. Obviously picked the guy off there at first base. You know, you can see we struggled a little bit offensively, but Andre just did a fantastic job of keeping us in the game until we get it going. You know, there he is again, the outside corner painting it. You know, he was only sitting upper 80s for the most part, but he'd rear back and get the 93 or 94 whenever he needed it. Jacob Williams lacing a double there over right fielder's head, getting a little something going. You know, obviously another guy who had a great week for us as well. Had a great weekend at La Tech too. And there's Webb Bobo with his first collegiate hit. The old Judy to left field. The guy did a good job trying to sell the catch there, but it actually trapped it. And Webb gets his first collegiate hit there with his first collegiate start. Jacob Stewart tried to put some pressure on there with a drag bunt. Needs to be laid down more down on third baseline. Pitcher can't handle it there, but I like the idea of it. And there's Andre back again, getting a big ground out there, had a guy in scoring position, get the 4-3 to get out of it. And then a nice defensive play there by Andrew Godbold, again with 2 more guys in scoring position. They had some guys with some chances, and Andre did a good job of eliminating every chance they had. Kevin Carr with a big hit there, the gap, took a nice aggressive turn like we teach. And then we, again, mix execute. We had a slash and run on. Hoffman pulls the bat back and doesn't swing. We get hung out to dry there. But again, you see Andre Tutora just taking over. And he did a fantastic job. Actually got the link of the game for us, and because he just kept us in it the whole time.
A little slash play, put some pressure on the defense. They crashed for the bunt and well executed.
Yeah, and a great job of Jesse there, heads up. You know, they're running the wheel play, trying to get the lead runner. Nobody's at second base. He takes second, stay on double play, so they have to draw in the infield. And James Fisher just drives it through him, get the run to go ahead there 2-1, and this is the end, and we get a chance to really blow it open. Gobbo does a good job again, coming back up. You know, I challenged him after his first at bat, leaving a guy on base there. I thought he was a little passive and told me to get a little more aggressive. You know, also he did here. He gets a big 3-run triple that ended up being a nail in the coffin for him. Lions win 6-1.
Tutora with his first win of the year, he moves to 1-0. All right, Coach, 2 consecutive outings for Andre Tutora, and I think a lot of Lion fans are like, all right, he's back. You know, he had a kind of the bumpy road a year ago battling the injuries, but this guy has been dynamite through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know, Andre's something special, man. Anytime you're on that guy out, and whether it's Friday night or, you know, in a championship game, whatever it may be, you see the guy compete in the way he goes about his business. You know, he went out Friday a little uncomfortable. He came out of the bullpen a little bit late, but you saw once he crossed the lines, I mean, that sucker went to compete, and then he'd rear back for his 93s and 94s when he needed it. And did a good job of just pitching, keep us in the ballgame until we get that offense going again.
No doubt about it. Lions will be back in action on Saturday against George Washington as they would look to take the series at Alumni Field. Here's the game 2 highlights. Back out on Saturday here, Coach, wearing the camouflage uniforms. Mike Cars will throw out the opening pitch from Volvo Rents, and you're looking to take the series against George Washington on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, when you got the guy like you see right there, Tetsino on the mound on Saturday, you feel pretty confident about it, and he was as good, if not better, than he was last week. You know, he got named Conference Pitcher of the Week last week with his 6 innings of shutout baseball at La Tech, and did a good job getting the punch out there. You know, a little bit different ball game for us on Saturday. We needed to be a little patient. Their left-hander had some trouble, some command issues. We did a good job taking the walk, taking the HPP. I think by the end of the inning, we ended up having only 2 hits, but ended up having 6 runs. You know, first 3 guys were free passes, and that's what we tell our guys: just dominate the zone. We don't give you a pitch to hit, move on to it. to the next guy and let the next guy drive it in. And obviously, Andrew Godbold does a good job coming up here. We get the pass ball, move the guys up. Jacob Williams there staying aggressive again, taking an early lead, 1-0. Andrew gets a slider down in here. Does a good job of handling that pitch, driving to left field. And one of many RBIs on the week. I think he ended up having 8 or 9 RBIs all weekend.
Your team's been good early on in the season, early in the games, being able to put runs on the board. That's important to play with the lead.
Yeah. Well, and with our starting pitching, you get that lead, it is tough to come back on, so I'll be real honest with you. And the starting pitching this weekend, we went 19 innings, 18 strikeouts, only 1 earned run all weekend. So when you put up a touchdown and a missed field goal, a missed extra point in the first inning, you like your chance to win the ball game.
Lions put up 6 in the first inning here as George Washington has to make a call in the bullpen.
And Hoffman does a good job. They bring in the freshman, first appearance, first outing of his collegiate career. Throws a first pitch fastball, and Hoffman jumps all over it with a big 2-run double there, one of many he had on the weekend. Gabe Woods taking his walk as well. Bring to the plate, Jacob Seward, little freshman from Brother Martin. And you talk about a little go-getter, man. That guy is absolutely phenomenal. Reminds me of a Johnny Kaplan from back in the Tulane days. Driving the sac fly there, getting them in. And that's what we got to do. You know, we didn't do it against LSU. We didn't execute some situations. We need to execute like that, driving guys in from third or left 2 outs. You see there, we executed. You know, we had 6 runs and only 2 hits.
Tate comes back out, and one thing about Tate is he's hard to come back from because he's going to pound the zone, and he does it here throughout this ball game.
Yeah, and you know, Tate's normal pitch is his fastball, but he had a slider going as well there, as you saw him strike out the Parkman kid. You know, and just did a good job, like you said, of being economical again, because here we are, and we got in the 6th inning again, trying to get his pitch count up. We just kept having running back out there. They were swinging. Jesse Beerrat splits a gap there after HBP by Andrew Godbold. We've done a good job of not moving our feet. You know, they have to pitch Andrew in, and does a good job of not allowing him to have that inner half.
Lions continue to pour it on offensively, bullet up the middle.
Yeah, there's another big hit by Hoffman. You know, Hoffman, I think, he's got 10 RBIs on the year, and Godbold's got 9. They're doing a good job. Guys are getting on base, you know, and once they get on base, you got to drive them in. He did a fantastic job there to get those 2 out RBIs. Again, Tate just absolutely superb. Jacob Seward getting a little something going here, getting a base knock to the 4-hole. See, 14-9, we were up 14-1 at one point, but Pateri does a good job of just finishing it off.
They had a few runs there at the end, but you get the victory here, 14-9 offensively. Another explosion. Did a nice job being patient early in the game and kind of giving what they allowed you to take with some walks and hit by pitches, and really got the offense going.
Yeah, you know, we did a good job showing we're a complete offense. Obviously, we scored 6 runs there in the first inning with only 2 hits because we do a good job of running the bases and dominating the zone and not moving our feet and getting our HBPs. And yeah, at the end of the day, we gave some runs there at the end, but we're trying to get some kids in, get some experience. We're trying to build for that championship and get ready for Southland Conference play. And there's some guys that are still bound for some spots. They'll be every day. So yeah, at the end of the day, you know, we were up 14-1, gave up some runs late, but at the end of the day, it's just numbers. You know, we got the win, the thing that counted.
Good news is Tate Siena was fantastic for the 2nd week in a row and that Saturday starting role. All right, let's take another break. When we come back, we're going to get you the Game 3 highlights right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers, Champagne Beverage, as we tape right here from Buddy's in Hammond.